Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I think we are going. We are on screen. This is Andy Davies. And my name's James. And I am going to be the interviewer for 10terviews. Should we get running?
Yep, that's great. Yeah, this is Warncliffe Woods, 10k.
Warncliffe Woods?
Yep.
It's a good choice. Not a great day for it, a little bit. But I mean, I guess it's a bit cool in that way, so it's quite nice. You're obviously going to explain why you chose Warncliffe Woods as your run of choice.
Yes, yeah. Well, the main reason for choosing it, because obviously there are so many great runs in Sheffield, but this is one of our races, our trail race.
Nice.
And so it's just giving people who don't know the route a bit of an insight into it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's actually really nice out here.
Have you run here before, James?
No, this is my first time. I actually haven't.
In these woods?
I haven't run up through these woods at all. Actually,
right. Oh no, it is great. I mean, the best thing about it is generally the lack of people here. You can go, you can run 10k and see about 5 or 6 people. So
yeah,
and they're great tracks to run on. They're good for a race because as you can see, it's quite wide.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a win-win-win really as a runner.
Now, would you say this is probably one of your favorite places to run, or you've obviously been to a lot of places? You've probably been running for a fair while. Yeah,
it is. I think so. I think like when I'd run from home sometimes up here, and I just think it is a really quite a calm place to run. You don't, as we said, you don't see many people here.
Yeah.
And it's obviously very green. I don't know if the camera's picking up that.
Yeah, we could probably have a bit of a pan round actually, couldn't we? You can see how nice it is and how green it looks. That's really stunning.
It's quite undulating all the way through, so you never really can relax too much. But as a course, it's a pretty difficult 10k.
That's good.
To be honest, so hopefully we won't put people off there. But
a little group of dogs.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Beautiful dogs. All right. Well, this is a good start. So this is obviously the first time we've done one of these 10terviews. So the premise is running 10Ks here and just see in a relatively leisurely pace and see how we feel. And obviously asking Andy a couple of questions here. I think one of the first questions I want to ask you, Andy, being one of the founders of Hillsboriugh Rivelin Running Club, is what was your idea behind it? I mean, I think you started in 2020, is that correct?
That's right, yeah. It was during COVID, and there was, I think, me and I think John Rawlinson, Heather Wallace, Amy Clark, Naomi Rabin, we just all thought that it was the time was right. We'd been a member of Steel City Striders before, which is a great club.
Yep.
There's lots of great runners in it and very good people. But I think it just came to a stage where I think we felt that we wanted to be a bit more active during COVID and do a bit more running. So we just thought, well, rather than have disagreements with Striders over the direction perhaps they were going, then rather than have almost a civil war or anything, then it might be better to set up our own club, and so we did.
Did you find it difficult? Was there many teething problems initially?
A little bit, yeah, because I think like the main thing was that we needed the right sort of personnel on board.
Sure.
So Dave Palmer was interested, and as soon as I knew Dave was interested, then it makes a big difference because Dave's very well respected.
Great, yeah. Very technical, fantastic runner as well.
Yeah, very good runner and a very good coach. Sorry, we're going left.
Yeah, we're heading this way. Sure.
And Simon Bennett as well.
Yeah.
So once we had those sort of people involved, then I don't know, I didn't really realise where it would go, or there was no ambitions in terms of numbers of runners or anything. It was just a case of we wanted to set up a club in the north of Sheffield.
Yeah.
We thought there was a demand for it.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. I think the numbers are getting up there now, close to 300 or so.
254.
Amazing.
I think. Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Such a rise.
We're going right here.
Just to the right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, and we just. I think the teething problems was a lot of people had during COVID. We couldn't set up a bank account. Bank accounts were suspended for some reason during setting up a new one during that period. However, no, I mean it was all set up very well. John Rawlinson and Joe Carney did a lot of the paperwork for that, thankfully, because it's not my forte.
I guess your job is mainly as the recruiter.
Yeah. Probably the face, which is not good when I'm the face of Bills, but no, I think like I think mine it's just enthusiasm and setting up events really.
I think that's what you need though. You need that variety of different people that can bring something to a club.
Exactly, yeah.
That's fantastic. So you obviously set up a lot of these races.
Yes.
There's some other races I think coming up near the end of the year as well.
Yep.
Which you can obviously keep an eye on the Facebook website. Mm-hmm. There's track, which has been a big success, huge success actually.
Yes.
I think there's not many other clubs out there doing two track sessions a week. Yeah. Do you have any other plans for Hillsborough Rivelin Club for expanding or giving some more opportunity?
I think we'd definitely with track nights, the track days, that has been our success. I still think we're sort of, I would say, developing as a club. Some things have not gone exactly the way we've wanted it, but track is beyond doubt our big success in terms of numbers of our runners attending.
Yep.
But obviously, more importantly, in terms of the number of our runners progressing, and I think you're a very good example of this, James. Even though I know you came along with talent, but you are one of the guys who pushes themselves a lot during training at track, and I think once you get that 6-7 sessions behind you,
yes,
you really start to improve.
And you're seeing that as well, aren't you? You're seeing that with a lot of the newer runners who are saying, I'm aiming for this, I'm aiming for that.
Yeah.
And they're very quickly improving. You really are seeing it in so many members.
Oh yeah, I think Tuesdays we get about 60, so 60 people coming down. Simon Bennett does an incredible job, and he's so unassuming and modest about
Wait for
his
that
own
interview.
ability.
That could be an interesting interview.
Yeah, and he just gives so much to other people, and I think from that, and he's so welcoming as well. So so I think all of that is a perfect mix.
Yep.
Now the track sessions themselves, it's as you know, we have 5 groups, so we don't limit any track runners. Anyone who's one of our runners can come along, and they're them sort of place themselves in a group accordingly.
Yeah.
And it just means that say you've got, for example, we had for us this Tuesday, we had 9 600-metre sessions, and I was in group 3, and in group 3 there's just people always around you, always that little bit, 2 metres ahead, 2 metres behind. It just pushes you on.
Yeah.
And group 3 has been like that for a long time, and group 4 as well. So group 4, and so when we first say we've got 5 groups, And you might be in group 4 and people might think, oh, that's a bit slow, but they're not slow.
No.
Group 4 are going,
Yeah.
most of them are sub 22-minute park runners, or very soon quickly get sub 22, because it's all that intensity. And it doesn't, sorry, I'm digressing a bit here.
That's
but
okay.
it doesn't mean that it might not be for everyone, and that's the thing. So we understand that people join running clubs for different reasons.
And you have a variety of things going on as well.
We do, but we would say what our big sort of selling point, if it was a product, which it isn't, but is the fact that we push our runners and we really want everyone to improve.
Yeah.
We don't care really what point they start at, but we definitely don't want to say, oh, that guy there, he's a 35-minute 5K'er. He might be, but we're going to push him and we're going to encourage him.
The important thing is seeing people improving.
Yeah, exactly. We've got so many sort of examples of that. People like Emma Palmer, who has gone from saying being a 30-minute 5K'er to a 25-minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the higher level, you see guys like Ben Lee or something, who used to be 20 minutes, 30, and now he's under 19.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a 5K, so we're going right to the gym.
Yes, sure, no worries, thanks.
So as you can see, this track is very wide, isn't it? Yeah, so we're getting, we'd like to think that these people, our runners, are pushed to track. And then, as well as this, then Dave has set out these peak performance groups. Were you a member of one of these, James?
You can probably explain a bit more about it, because I don't know if I am.
Right. So the peak performance groups people were asked if they had a particular goal.
Yes.
Or maybe
that's right. And they were setting up groups of people who had, me for example, I wanted to be in the sub to low 3-hour marathon.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think David Palmer helped set up a lot of that.
He did. Dave set them all up and sort of monitored them, and a lot of it was done through WhatsApp.
That's right.
But it was very much an advisory role, and Dave would advise people what sort of, obviously, to do things like hill sessions, a long run, and stuff, and
encourage us all to kind of run alongside each other, or say,
exactly,
we're doing this session at this time if anyone wants to join us.
Yeah, so rather than say to everyone in the club, just straight time, to everyone in the club, there's going to be a long run on Sunday, we sort of made it into groups, so people would be running with similar paced people. So, and it's not just for marathons then. I think there was groups for people who wanted to improve 10Ks, half marathons, I think even 5K times. So,
oh right, yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, and that has been, again, it's been a very big success.
And you think that's something that's going to continue on with the club?
Yes, it is. I mean,
that's great.
Dave's setting some more up now for sort of, I suppose, tailor it towards a lot. Autumn marathons, autumn halves. Yeah,
where people are getting ready for them, of course. Well, that's good. Sounds like the club's coming along nicely.
Yeah, we definitely, I think, like it's, I mean, we've had some great success over the year in terms of results, in terms of people improving, in terms of numbers, because we aren't the biggest club, 254 6 members, but the percentage who actually do races is pretty high, as you know from first-hand experience doing things like the cross-country season. We had the highest number of participants in the South Yorkshire.
Oh,
yeah, serious. And what goes with that is results. And we were, I think we ended up being second overall women's team.
That's right, actually.
I think from memory, third overall men's team. So there's for a new club, I think that's quite Well, it's an important step, I think.
I have a little side question on this, by the way, about the running club.
Yeah.
Who made this design? One of the main reasons I wanted to join up Hillsboriugh Running Club actually was because I really liked this design you could probably see here.
Well,
who was your graphic designer for it?
Mainly Amy Clark. We had a vote on different designs for quite a bit, and could never reach any sort of, like any democracy, could never reach any sort of major decision. So I think it became we trusted Amy's eye. She used to work in the industry, so.
Oh, okay. So, see, again, you need the variety of people in a running club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
including your designers. And
Amy's also was treasurer. She's just she's expecting a second child. So.
Oh wow!
So she's
congratulations.
Yeah, so she's now she's passed that on to Gareth Haig. So
okay.
Gareth's the new
That's
president.
right. That's right. Another one we'll be interviewing at some point.
This on the run is a steep downhill. So up at Warncliffe Woods.
I don't know.
10K.
Don't know if that shows up so well on the camera.
Yeah,
but it does get a little bit steep here.
Yeah, so this is the only, I'd say, technical bit, but I'm sure you've done enough foul runs and foul races, James. This is not too bad.
No, I've definitely seen worse around here.
You just got to be cautious. But
what would you say has been your worst run that you've had? Have you? There's probably been a few.
Loads. I don't know. This year, if I just go from this year,
sure.
I've had a couple of awful runs where I kept going, but in severe sort of arthritic pain. So the Northumberland
that's
half
right.
marathon was just after about, I think it was about 5 kilometres. My hips went, and I thought, do I stop?
5 kilometres into a half marathon.
Yeah, do I carry on? So I carried on and just like hobbled, and the annoying thing was with that, it was an absolutely beautiful course. It was along the Northumberland coast.
Yeah.
Finishing at Bamborough Castle. I don't even know that.
Yeah, I have been. Yeah, it's really nice actually.
So finishing there,
it's beautiful.
So I didn't enjoy much of it because I was in pain. But I don't know. I think like I'm not sure what you think, but.
You're not kidding about this big steep, by the way.
They're all experience, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think like it's only if you feel sort of in some ways cheated or like if it was too expensive for what it was, but generally most races, then you get something from, don't you, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, you definitely learn from it in one way or another. Yeah. That's definitely true. Would you
Right, so we're going right now. There's a bit of a kick.
Okay.
This is the first hill of at least 4. Yeah. So this is new for this year. So anyone who's watching, who has done the Warncliffe, the cider with Rosie,
it's definitely an
race, then this is an add-on to that, to sort of make it a 10K.
I could say this up isn't as bad as the down we just did. That down I was feeling a little bit anxious, especially holding on to this camera.
I forgot about that.
But we held it together. We're all good.
Yep.
All right, so that's the club mostly sorted.
Yeah.
How about yourself then? So you've been running you said since your late 20s.
No, I've always been a runner really, so
like what got you into it, I guess?
My dad was a fell runner in Oldham, that's where I'm from, so
yeah.
And he used to go do lots of fell runs, so I was a member of a athletics club at I think 8 years old.
Oh wow.
At Oldham and Royton.
Which you were encouraged by your family to do.
Yeah.
Or you were inspired by.
I think I was naturally quick as well, so I think I had that natural ability, and then so it was something that when I went along, I actually enjoyed it only till about 12. That's just saying that. But then I used to always run, even when I was doing other sports.
Okay.
When I was playing football, I used to run quite a lot. So I've never really not run, but I suppose sort of late 20s was when I got back into it in a proper way. So that's like about 25 years ago.
But you've done some amazing achievements in your running, though. I've seen some of your times, maybe not so much the past few months, but you have had some incredible results.
Thank you.
Any major wins for you?
No.
No.
No, I don't think so. We're just
running past.
I think
Bit of a tree in the way.
no, not major wins. I think a few years ago I was winning a few Vet 40 fell races if the really good guys weren't turning up. but no, I think, I don't know, the problem is...
Tougher as you get older?
Well, I think like, as we were saying before, James, in the car, before, then...
Still going up, by the way.
You're still going up, yeah. Then there was a lot of very good, great Vet 40 runners, and a lot of very good Vet 50 runners. So you go up an age category, and it doesn't get any easier. It just gets different. And so I don't know. I think in terms of times, then my 2:52 at London was good.
Well, that's an amazing result, yeah.
And I did that when I was aged 47.
Wow.
And it was really weird because it was exactly the same age my dad did it, and he got exactly the same time. Well, I beat him by about 12 seconds.
Genetics.
Yeah. So I think that's probably what I'm most proud of, because I think
That's fair.
so many things can go wrong in a marathon, can't they?
I think it's one of those things, isn't it? Because sub 3 is
So
like
we're going
that.
left now.
Oh, sharp.
So, yeah.
Sharp turn, as you can see here. We're going.
So we need a marshal for that.
Oh,
But yeah, so this is again another technical bit.
well, definitely need trail shoes.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to remember.
Have you got road shoes on now?
These are road shoes, yeah.
Well,
I made
it's
that
just
messed
this,
up already.
The rest of the run, this should be okay.
Yeah, okay.
But it's a good point. Yeah, if you think we need trail shoes, then
Trail shoes might be a good idea for this one, guys. 2:52 is an amazing result for anybody, really. That sub 3 is really a top goal for a lot of people. Not just in this club, but any runner.
continue down.
Okay. Would you say you're more of a marathon guy, half marathon guy? What's your favorite sort of distance?
I don't know. I think I'm still coming. It's been. I had a knee operation, so I got half a new knee.
When was that?
In 2019, just before COVID. Stopped everything. So I was very lucky to sort of get the operation just before then. And since then, I just had. It's been great. I mean, the operation went brilliantly, because previous to that I'd gone at least I think 3 years without properly running. So I think I'm just trying to sort of work out what I can do. I don't seem to be getting any quicker at 5Ks, James, which is
frustrating. I think you are, actually. Sorry, I've got you at a shot.
No, it's okay. But I think a lot of it is just, as you know, is being able to get back to track. And
yeah,
I think, and this is what we really encourage. If you can get to track and get that consistency, that makes a difference. And I've not missed track, but because of my arthritis in my hips, I've really struggled with it. And but just lately it's been better. So I'm just hoping that I can get a few more good track sessions in, and then see what happens. But I'm hoping to do well at Danfast Relays on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So just see how that goes.
That's good.
But,
so has there been a lot of injuries that have kind of impacted your running career, or is this more just like a more recent event?
It's pretty recent. I had I had osteoarthritis diagnosed when I was about 36.
Oh, right. You're very young.
So for a couple of years, it was really bad. And then I just thought, well, I can either give in to it and
live in a wheelchair the rest of your life.
Yeah, or just sort of like try to, I don't know, maybe, I think what I did, and I think everyone is different, but maybe I was lucky, but I just persevered through the pain of running.
Yeah.
Lost quite a bit of weight.
Yeah.
And then the arthritis didn't seem as bad, but I don't know. I don't know whether that's...
It's
there's
tough,
any
isn't it, when
medical
you've got that?
any medical evidence for that, but that just is what happened with me. So I'm returning left here now.
But there is some sharp turns here for those of you doing the race. Be ready for some nice V turns.
This is about the flattest bit of the entire route now.
Now we're just about to hit halfway here, guys.
But this is what it's great now, James, when you can just see. Oh, I don't know if the viewers can see.
Another quick look
just
around.
ahead, and it's just.
You can see
It's not. I wouldn't say you wouldn't come here for a holiday or anything. It's not beautiful.
Well, I don't know about that.
But it's
definitely a nice afternoon walk.
Yeah.
Or run.
I think it's quite scenic. It's just. Yeah.
I think you're right. Let's get
Great.
back here.
No, so I've had quite a few injuries, but hopefully. I'm not saying that. I think with age, you're just going to pick up things.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I find quite inspiring, is you see Vet 50s, for example, there's some amazing Vet 50s in our club.
Oh yeah.
I've seen some amazing Vet 60s.
Oh yeah.
And even Vet 70s running around.
Yep.
And it just kind of reminds you, you can just keep doing this at any age.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've got Simon Bennett, who just seems to get better and better with age.
Incredible, yeah.
There's a guy called Michael Ashworth who's very quick.
Flying at the moment.
Kenny Hunter.
Yep.
Kenny's a bit like me, though. I think he's generally always injured, but he's naturally very quick. And there's a lot of very good Vet 50 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Slater, stuff. Obviously Dave Palmer, but Dave's unfortunately been injured for quite a bit.
Yeah, he's an incredible runner in his time, though. Incredible runner.
Yeah, he's done 2:28 at Rotterdam. So,
marathon.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very good.
Yep, it's brilliant.
So I think I did already prep him for some of these questions, so he might be ready for them, just so you know, as a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Andy, you lived in different places. You lived in Spain, for example, wasn't it?
Spain for about 4 years and Italy for 4 years, yeah.
And Italy for 4.
Yeah.
Running preference? Is it better out there? Is it too hot? Not hilly enough?
No, I think, I mean, James, you know more than me, because you must have ran in the coldness of northern Canada.
Full disclaimer again, I only ran 2 years ago. I started in Sheffield, so no, not true.
Oh right, so you didn't run much in Canada then? No.
No.
Okay, but yeah, no, I used to live in Madrid, and Madrid used to get to 40 degrees, but it was a very dry climate. So I used to run midday in Madrid, and I used to think it was fine.
Yeah.
It was like you would sweat buckets, but it was I think it was doable. And then I used to live in a city called Tarragona in Catalonia.
Oh, amazing.
Which was my morning routine used to be going for a run along the beaches and then for a swim and then back, and I thought, oh, that's I really enjoyed that part.
Oh,
and,
that does sound amazing.
yeah, and I was a member of a running club there, and that was we would always run through trails like this in the mountains nearby. So now I mean,
yeah, very hilly around there.
Yeah, but I think in terms of scenery, then I lived in Asturias, which is the north of Spain, which is so beautiful. It's like it's the just north of the Picos de Europa, and so it's I don't know, it's a beautiful place to run. But where I lived in Italy was just at the foothold of the Dolomites, so that used to be. I used to start my run at about 1,000 meters up, so it was which is higher than anywhere in England.
Yeah.
And but it didn't feel like that again. It was so dry.
Wow.
And just running through the Dolomites, just on trails. It's just incredible. So now I've been lucky to run in many different places,
but each have their own benefits.
Yeah,
kind of
and I think everyone who's, but like you even look at someone like Sheffield. I mean, we are so lucky.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because I just think there's just so many different routes, and one of the things during lockdown, which is great, was people because there was no races on and no club nights, and then more and more people were doing trails, and there was a little bit of antagonism, I think, by general public against runners, weren't there? I don't know if you were. I wasn't here
during it, but yeah, I can imagine there would have been.
Yeah, so generally, most of us took to the trails in numbers, and we were able to. From that, people were finding new great routes all the time, and obviously. This is what we do as runners, isn't we?
The greenest city, don't they say it's one of the greenest cities in the UK?
I think so, based on the number of trees per hectare or something.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about visiting Sheffield, our international viewers, check out some of the trails. Yeah. Would you say you prefer trail over road, or? Yeah, definitely. I think another thing, as you get older, you just can't compete with people in their 20s if they're who are all road runners.
Yeah, I just absolutely got no chance. But so I just prefer, and as you know from the fell running scene,
yeah,
which is very important round the sort of like South Yorkshire, North Derbyshire area.
Yeah,
and it's just like this time of the year. There's at least one fell race every week, midweek,
yeah,
and generally a longer one at the weekends, and so it just encourages you to train on trails and fells, because sure. You know, if you enjoy it and everything, there's going to be a great race, and they're always a lot cheaper as well.
Yeah, always, I have noticed that.
Yeah, so.
I think it's about 10 quid entry for the Warncliffe.
Well, it's for hours, yeah. But you do get a free beer at the end.
Oh, hey, that's basically
and good
£5
prizes,
actually
right?
entry.
Yeah, which is courtesy of Mark Loader. So Mark Loader is great. It's been, as you were saying, there's so many people within this running club who's very quickly become an integral part. I've got to mention also Dawn Short, who does so much great work with the kits, and it does take up a lot of time. But throughout, there's I think one of our selling points. Sorry, going back to the club, James. At the start was just saying that because it's so new, then anyone who joins, they can play a part in our development and how we sort of develop as a club. Yeah. Because without sounding like idiots, then we didn't really have like a 5-year mission or a long-term.
Like you were saying, you just set it up just for the reasons.
We just thought there was a need, and there was a demand, and I think like as we've seen, Hillsborough having its own Parkrun. Yeah, it's we're always going to attract quite a lot of runners.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Whew. It's going a bit quicker than I thought on this.
You okay?
No, I feel fine. I'm just, it's beautiful out here. It's great. Yeah. It just feels natural to run a bit quicker on this.
Oh, yeah.
Nice flat bit. So.
Hello.
All right, I do have some more questions. My head's gone a little bit. So, okay. Do you want to hold there for a second?
Yeah.
You can say some more things if you want.
No, it's okay.
Prepare more interview questions.
Oh, that's all right, yeah. So this is, I think, one thing that we probably got to say for the benefit of our club is James is obviously been a very important new member of the club. Well, not so much new, but and come up with so many ideas, and this is one of them, to actually document more of our runs and to do vlogs
and to meet some more of the runners. I think one of the things was we just need to really get to know one another, and I think this is a great way to get these posted up and people, oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that about Andy, I didn't know that about Simon.
yeah.
Eventually, I don't know, we wouldn't know about David Palmer when I could finally interview the Lisbon man himself. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
You want me to pass it back to you?
Yeah,
again?
yeah, that's fine.
All right. All right. Just thinking off the top of my head, I wasn't exactly looking at anything, but what do you do outside of running? If you weren't running, what do you do?
Well, in jobs-wise, I teach.
Jobs-wise, yeah.
I teach at Sheffield Uni, so that's all right. But it's okay. It allows me.
It's not your main love.
No, definitely not. But it gives me a lot of flexibility to do running and cycling. I really enjoy cycling.
Yeah, I've seen you do a lot of cycling.
And
I think that tends to go hand in hand with a lot of runners, actually.
yeah, do you cycle a bit?
I don't. I'm scared of the hills.
All right.
But actually,
Well,
if I
you'd
could
be a
run
great
hills, I probably would
cyclist.
be.
Exactly. I think that's the one. Most people who are good at cycling, sorry, good at running uphill, are great at cycling uphill as well.
I think also I'm a bit scared of cars. But so you'd say cycling and running. Do you do any other sports?
No, I used to play football, but not particularly.
I think all olden kids do.
Yeah, I think
play.
so. I think so. I think it's probably one of my regrets, really, that I did more football than running when I was younger, and I just think like I was always a very average footballer, whereas I was actually quite a
Very good runner.
naturally runner. But there wasn't. I think when even going back to the sort of like 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s, really. I mean, running wasn't a very popular sport.
Yeah, I think it's something that's blown up much more recently, eh?
Yeah.
Or certainly in the last decade. Hey guys.
Yeah, I think it was only. I think probably Parkrun has been incredible for it. I think Parkrun has got to take a lot of credit for the number of people who've taken up running. I think it's just so inclusive, park running, and I think before, people who are new to running, and obviously if you're new to running and then you might be slower, then you're obviously going to be slower than the experienced runners, and I think they were put off by sort of like very, very formal races and stuff like that. But
yeah, sure.
As we've seen, Parkrun, then it's just been an incredible success.
Big game changer.
I'm not saying anything new or anything that, but I would say like Hillsborough Parkrun, and it's not because it's our local one. I think a lot of it comes from people like John Liddell, who's an incredible race director and so humble as a guy, and just encourages people all the time to come down to Hillsborough Parkrun.
Yeah,
and
real positive spirit too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Caroline Brash there as well, and I know he's got a very good team behind him. And you can see like the marshals and the sort of volunteers. Sorry, they come back week after week because I think that's the way John makes them feel so welcome. So
yeah, I know a lot of people really enjoy that aspect of the volunteering, and obviously
you do it yourself.
You should be doing, and
yeah.
People should be always volunteering for Parkrun.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it so special.
Yeah, because your wife volunteers, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
With your new little baby.
That's right.
What's the baby's name?
Little Freya.
Little Freya. That's it.
Yeah, little Freya.
Yes, because she did a park run after about 3 weeks old, didn't she? Didn't you run around with her?
Oh, I was tempted to. I don't think I'm allowed to jiggle her around that much yet.
Right, okay.
I've been already vetoed on that one.
Yeah.
But soon enough, as soon as I can.
Yeah.
You have family yourself? 2 daughters?
2 daughters, yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever encourage them into the running world?
Yeah, they used to run both at Hallamshire Harriers. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, they're both
quite top level. You say was, it sounds like they might be off it.
I think Hallamshire Harriers is just such a great club for children, and it's not, I know for adults it is seen as that. It's probably the best road running club in Sheffield, which is true.
Yeah.
But they're also probably, I don't know if they're their only junior club, but so they encourage juniors from all different levels, really. It's really well. It's a great club, I think, for juniors. And my girls, they were both there about 3 years, and 3 or 4 years actually, so they really enjoyed it. But I think when you become teenagers, it's different. Yeah.
It's tough to keep people encouraged into running, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when there is all those other interests,
Yeah.
at a young age.
Yeah, I'd like to think they'll come back to it, but it's probably definitely not from my encouragement anymore. It will have to be when they're ready to do it.
And I think that's fair, not trying to push kids into it, because that can often put them off of a sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever that sport may be.
Yeah, definitely.
I know I want to get my child into it. I have another one that's 3. Great runner already at 3 years of age.
Oh, is he?
He's
Is
very
he doing
fast.
the junior Parkrun?
He gets too distracted is the problem. He's kind of a little bit wayward like myself.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to push him too hard, and I think it's important to let people do what they need to do.
Again, junior Parkrun is a brilliant invention, isn't it? And I just think, just like having children, and you know what, I think it's generally, I've only ever seen, you say my girls down there, I've only ever seen about 4 or 5 examples of all the times I've been of parents being too pushy. Generally, I think the parents who take them down to junior Parkrun, they tend to sort of like accept that it's not a race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more so about just getting them out, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, getting away from any
computers,
electronic
Minecraft.
devices, yeah, it's positive. Right, this bit now,
Oh, is this an up?
James, this is a big hill.
Guys.
This is called La Collina dell'Inferno, which is the Devil's Hill. So more or less it starts from this, just from right here, and then we're hoping this year, if we can get timing mats, to have this as a stage, so that runners, if they've got any energy left and they want to, then they can run this bit.
So where do we get up to? 3/4 of the way now.
Yeah, it's nearly all uphill from here now.
Wow.
So
this is a tough one then.
it is. It's a really
tough one, but a good one. I have to say, we haven't obviously gone at our fastest pace, but I have enjoyed the run.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely challenging. Yeah.
Just wait where my brain scrambles before I think of the next question.
Yeah, that's okay.
I noticed that. Did you name this one? Did you name this hill?
Yes,
I noticed you use a lot of Spanish, including the tagline for Hillsborough.
Yeah.
No pasarán?
No pasarán, yeah.
Which means?
It means they shall not pass. It's from, I think it was first used as a motto, in the Spanish Civil War by the Republicans not to stop, but as a sign for Franco's fascist army.
Oh, okay, that's where it's from.
So obviously ended up in heroic failure, which is what hopefully we're not aiming towards, but obviously with the double meaning, they shall not pass. And I think it's good to have something to say.
Inspiring.
Yeah, to inspire, but also just to say, like, you're not going to pass me. And if you do, you do. It doesn't matter. But it's good to be got at, I think. Gives you just another little bit of an incentive.
Yeah, for sure. So you might see that on the back of our shirts when we're running, specifically these vests.
So I'll go ahead.
Oh yes, as you can see there on Andy's butt, no pasarán.
So this second, what looks like a gigantic goalpost, then just after this, we're hoping to have the timing mat, which will be the end of this hill.
Okay.
Yeah. So got a bit of a plateau, not much.
Bit of a rest period.
Yeah, and then another big hill to end up with. So we're going right here. We'll have a marshal here.
Oh yeah, to guide which